Hi guys! Tonight we're going to do a flow for the spine. So a good yoga class has 5 things. You have back bends, forward folds, lateral bends, axial extension, and then twists. So as we move through this flow that's specifically designed for the spine, I'm going to be explaining why it's good along with the benefits, whether it's strengthening or lengthening the spine. And then also, I'm going to be using blocks tonight. If you do have blocks at home, I definitely encourage you to use them. If you don't, that's totally fine. I just want to give the option in case you do. All right, let's get going. If you have blocks, start in supported fish pose. Bring the blocks to a T. Rest your head on the upper horizontal block, and the upper back rests on the vertical block. If you do not have blocks, just simply starting in Shavasana, bringing your arms and legs out wide, taking up space, getting nice and heavy, feeling everything just soften towards the earth. Relax your face, your chest, your arms, your legs. Just start to bring awareness inward, focusing on the breath. Start deepening through your breath. On every inhale, fill all the way up. If you're in fish pose, feel the chest expand towards the sky as you fill up with breath. Fish pose strengthens the upper back muscles and the back of the neck, which improves spinal flexibility and posture. Wherever you are, continue to take deep, full breaths in through the nose, filling all the way up. Open mouth, exhale, push the breath out. Let everything get softer towards the earth. We're not trying to clear your mind because that's impossible. Just focusing on the breath. 80% of our thoughts are repeat thoughts. We've had them before, they're nothing new. So whenever the mind wanders, just notice it and bring it back to the breath. Continue to breathe in and out at your own pace, not forcing the breath, but create a breath that keeps you focused and motivated. Take another round of breath on your own, and then if you're on blocks, simply remove the blocks, coming back onto your back. As you inhale, reach your arms up and overhead for a full body stretch. Reach really long from the fingertips to the toes. Exhale, hands to knees, knees to chest for wind removing pose. You can just either cup your knees with your hands or reach your arms around the backs of your legs, grabbing for opposite elbows, but soften the back of your head on the earth. Keep your shoulders relaxed down. This posture stretches the low back and lengthens the spine. On every inhale, feel your belly expand, pushing into the thighs. As you exhale, pull the belly button into low back. Let everything get softer. On your next exhale, plant the feet down at a hips width distance. Arms come alongside you, palms facing down. Now, if you have a block, you can bring a block between the thighs to squeeze them. If not, totally fine. Just make sure the knees are at hips width distance. Take a deep inhale. Fill the belly up with breath. As you exhale, push your low back into the earth. Inhale, squeeze your buns, lift your hips for a bridge pose. Keep squeezing those thighs together if you have a block. As you exhale, tuck your tailbone under and slowly roll the spine down, landing the upper back, middle back, lower back. Push the low back into the earth. Inhale, squeeze the buns, push into the heels and the toe mounds. Exhale, slowly lower. Focus on your breath. Think about rolling down the spine, one vertebra at a time, really focusing on the spine here. Inhale to lift, squeeze the buns. Exhale to lower. In order to hold bridge pose, the muscles must forcefully contract. This strengthens the back, primarily the lumbar spine. This pose is a back bend, which puts the spine into extension. Take a few more rounds on your own, breathing at your own pace, focusing on the spine, squeezing the buns to protect the low back. On your next inhale, lift the hips, stay here and breathe, pushing the heels and the toe mounds into the earth, squeezing the buns, come up a little bit higher, focus on the breath. And as you exhale, slowly lower down. If you have your block, remove your back between your thighs, and then curl back up into your yogi ball. Rock and roll the length of the mat. Think about rolling the whole length of the spine, and then when you're ready, make your way to a tabletop, however you choose to get there. Coming to all fours, spread your fingers super wide, stack your shoulders over your wrist, hips stacked over your knees, gaze is down, moving through your cat-cow, focusing on the spine here. As you inhale, drop the belly down, tilt the tailbone up, pull the shoulders down and back. As you exhale, push the ground away, feel the spine curve, bring the chin to the chest. Moving your spine through flexion and extension. Move with your breath. Noticing how you feel, noticing the position you're putting in the spine in as you move through the cat and cow. Move through a few more rounds at your own pace. And then when you're ready, make your way back to your neutral tabletop and then carefully come down onto your belly. Zip up your legs like a tail, pushing the tops of your feet into the ground. Arms come alongside you, palms facing down. Preparing for locust pose or half locust pose. If you're moving through locust, Shalabhasana, peel your chest off the earth and the arms. Lift the feet, squeeze your buns, gazes down, pull your shoulder blades together, creating a nice long spine. As you exhale, release your forehead to the mat. Move in and out of your locust pose. This pose tones and strengthens, massages the deep and superficial muscles of the back. If you're not ready for this pose or not feeling it today, you can do half locust by keeping your chin on the ground and one by one lifting one leg, squeezing your buns, and exhale to lower, and then the other leg. Inhale to lift the other leg. Exhale to lower. Maybe you've never tried half locust and this is your time. Keep the palms facing down. Everything stays planted on the ground except for the legs. Locust pose is one of the safest back bends you can do with low impact on the body. And then when you're ready, bring the palms underneath the shoulders, bend your knees to send your feet towards the sky. As you inhale, push back up to a neutral tabletop. Exhale, come into a downward facing dog. Flip the toes, lift the hips up and back, pedal out the feet. Spread your fingers super wide and just keep thinking about setting the tailbone up towards the sky. This pose deeply stretches and lengthens the spine while strengthening the body. Down dog is an example of axial extension. Keep focusing on the breath. Pedal out the feet. Keep sending the belly back towards the thighs, sending the hips up and back. On your next inhale, look forward to the top of your mat. As you exhale, walk your feet to your hands for a forward fold. Bring the feet to hips with distance, heels behind the middle toes, bend the knees, relax the head and neck down. Let it get really heavy. Inhale, halfway lift, bring the palms to shins. Now think about lengthening the spine here. Send the tailbone back as you reach the crown of your head forward. Pull your belly in, feel that stretch in the back of the legs. Exhale, fold, release, push the ground away. With the heels, as you inhale, reach up for mountain pose. Turn the pinkies inward, soften the shoulders down. As you exhale, interlace your fingers for Stipa Mudra, keeping the first finger and thumb. Lift up towards the sky, and as you exhale, up and over to the right. Think about pushing the left heel into the ground. Peel this left shoulder back, tuck your chin under slightly. Keep sending the hips to the left. This is another phase of movement, lateral bends. And then on your next inhale, come back through center, reach up to the sky, exhale up and over to the left. Push your right heel into the ground. Peel this right shoulder back slightly, tuck the chin under, and feel this nice stretch in the right side body. On your next inhale, reach back up to the sky. And as you exhale, palms facing forward into Tadasana. This is another example of axial extension. Plant the feet down, rooting down through all corners of the feet. Maybe lift up the toes and spread them wide. Tuck your tailbone under slightly. Slightly engage the thighs, but try not to harden the belly. Relax the shoulders down. Think about stacking bone on top of bone, so from the ground up. Reconnect to your breath. Take a few deep breaths here, resting in Tadasana. And then when you're ready, bring your hands to your hips, step the right foot back, coming into a warrior one stance. So bring the feet out pretty wide, they're on train tracks. And then you can either step the back right foot to a 45-degree angle or just bring it to the corner of the right mat. You just want the hips to be square, just like when you're in Tadasana. Pulling the left hip back, left knee stacked over the ankle, pushing your back right heel into the ground. Then as you inhale, arms come up for warrior one. Because the arms are raised, warrior one acts as a mild back bend. Raised arms also have a strengthening effect on the back muscles. The upper back is straightened and the curve of the low back is increased. Just keep thinking about keeping those hips squared, pulling that left hip back, pushing the right heel into the ground. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, spin open, preparing for triangle pose. So reach the left arm forward, bump the hips back. Exhale, triangle. Reach the right arm up towards the sky. The back right foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Left foot is pointing forward. So use your core strength here, or use a block, resting the left hand on the block, or you can either rest the left hand on the left shin. Think about lengthening through the spine, so reach the crown of your head forward. Maybe squeeze the thighs together. Tuck your tailbone down towards your back right heel. Maybe reach the right arm up and over, framing the bicep with the ear for a nice lateral stretch. Keep thinking about lengthening the spine through the crown of your head. Take a few more breaths. Take a deep inhale, reach the right arm up towards the sky. Exhale, plant the palm. Step the right foot forwards, preparing for the other side. Feet come to hips with distance. Then step the left foot back. Preparing for warrior one, hips are squared. Right knee stacked on top of the right ankle. Keep pulling that right hip back. And then back foot can either be at a 45-degree angle or pointing forward at the wide edge of the left side of the mat. As you inhale, reach the arms forward and up, soften the shoulders down, pinkies inward, and then keep thinking about keeping the hips squared and feeling that curve in the low back. Take a deep inhale, fill up with breath. Exhale, spin open, preparing for triangle pose. Reach your right arm forward, bump your left hip back as you reach the left arm up towards the sky. Maybe bring your hand to a block or just rest it on your right shin. Keep reaching the left arm forward so you're using your leg and core strength here. Firm up the thighs. Tuck your tailbone under down towards the left heel and keep lengthening through the spine. Reach the crown of your head forward. An option to reach the left arm up, then frame the bicep with the ear for a nice lateral stretch. Inhale, reach the left arm up. Exhale, plant the palm. Step the left foot up to meet the right. Feet are at hips width distance, maybe a little bit wider, for a forward fold. And then if you have blocks, grab for your blocks and bring them the long ways on the top of the thigh, and then just rest your chest on top, grabbing for opposite elbows. This phase of motion, the forward fold, puts the spine into flexion. And every inhale, think about sending the tailbone towards the sky as you let the head and neck get even heavier. Release any tension you're holding. And then think about shifting the weight into your toes. If you have blocks, carefully remove the blocks, coming back into your forward fold. Take a deep inhale, fill up with breath. As you exhale, hands to the earth, relax that and neck down. Inhale, halfway lift, think about resetting your spine. Reach the tailbone back, reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale, forward fold. Feet are at hips width distance. As you inhale, arms come forward and up for a chair pose. This pose pretty much tones almost every muscle in the body. And even though your hips are in flexion, think about tucking the tailbone under slightly and having this nice long spine. Pull your thumbs back towards your shoulders to lift the chest up so you're not dumping weight down. Sit up nice and tall. Reconnect to your breath. And on every exhale, think about pushing the heels down and then out towards the long edges of the mat. Take a deep inhale, fill up. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come to the earth. Relax the head and neck down. And then carefully make your way down onto your knees, preparing for camel. Now, if you have a block, bring the block between the thighs and squeeze those knees towards each other. If not, it's totally fine. Bring the hands behind the back, either pointing the fingers down on the sacrum or pointing the fingers up. It's up to you. Keep the elbows in close. As you inhale, think about lifting the chest up, and then as you exhale, let the head fall back. Keep the elbows in close. On every inhale, lift the chest up. Keep the hips stacked over the knees. As you exhale, sink a little bit deeper into your back bend. If you want, you can grab for your heels, coming into a deeper expression, but keep lifting the chest up. Squeeze the buns to protect the low back. Let the head fall back. Really think about your breath here. This is a challenging posture to breathe in, so focus deeply on the breath. Camel pose is a back bend that improves flexibility in the thoracic spine. And as you inhale, begin to lift the chest up first. Then we're going to rebound in cat. Coming to all fours. As you inhale, push the ground away, coming into a cat pose. Feel the spine round as you pull the belly button up and in. Take a few deep breaths. And then when you're ready, make your way out, coming into a seat. Once again, if you have a block, maybe sit up on a block to elevate the hips. Sit up nice and tall. Root the spine down into the earth, feeling grounded. Maybe plant the palms on the knees. As you inhale, arms come out and up, fill up with breath. Exhale, right hand to the left knee. Left hand comes behind your hips to prop yourself up. As you inhale, grow tall to the crown of your head. Exhale, twist, gazing over your left shoulder, twisting in the upper back. Your upper back has the most range of motion for twists. Inhale, grow tall through the crown of your head. Exhale, twist, twist, twist. Make your way out of the twist on the inhale, reaching your arms out and up, preparing for the other side. And as you exhale, left hand to the right knee. Right hand comes behind your hip to prop yourself up. Inhale, grow tall through the crown of your head. Exhale, twist in the upper back. Keep those hips squared. Just think about twisting the upper part of the back here. There are a few exceptions to the rule, but generally we want to move through those 4 phases of motion before we move into a twist. Twists usually come last in our practice. Now on your next inhale, make your way out of your twist. You can either stay here for the remainder of your practice for a seated meditation, or if you want, you can move into Shavasana, resting comfortably how we began our practice. It's up to you. Wherever you are, just bring the awareness inward, just focusing on the breath. Recommit. Long, loud inhales and long, loud exhales. When you're ready, bring some awareness back into the body. If you're in Shavasana, roll onto your favorite side, hug your knees into your chest, use your bicep as a pillow. And then meeting in a comfortable seat, take your time, bring your palms to your heart center. Closing our practice with one unified breath. Inhale, fill up, open mouth, let it go. Bring your palms to your third eye, your center of intuition. It was an honor to guide you through your practice. I bow forward to you in gratitude. Namaste.